Hey everyone, Incoherent here. Welcome back to Crusader Kings 2, Holy Fury. Scandinavia is looking pretty good. We've controlled all of Norse Scandinavia, of course, but we're also branching out in Saxony. We've taken over most of Estonia. And we're beginning to take over a lot of Ireland, and we have Cornwall. And the Isle of Man. This isn't as important, but hey, it's something. Don't pretend the Isle of Man doesn't exist. Right now, we're just pillaging down the coastline of Northern Europe, because, we don't really have the manpower, I feel, to take over anything in England very clearly, due to our 100% threat. It's decayed, sorry, my 98.9% threat. And the result of this is that the entire world has united against us. Since Austrasia finally broke up into France and Germany, now they are also united against us because they're small enough to join the defensive packs. So we can't really take any long-term wars, because if the war goes on for more than 2 months, the whole world shows up and we can't win. And that means we need enough troops to just assault down anything that we encounter. And we only have, currently, 5,000 men on the boats. These will regenerate up to about 7,500 men. And once they do, I'm going to try to start blitzing down Kent, Sussex, and maybe even, if it's going well, these 2 county duchies that we have. Or Wales. Wales is also just equivalently vulnerable. Now, as good as Scandinavia is going, it's not going so well for Filter Thorder the Black Skull, who very recently was nearly assassinated by poisoned wine. And if we go to our vassals, we have a couple that really like us, but we also have quite a few at negative 100 for, negative 410 tyranny. It happens, sometimes you just do a bit of tyranny. Sometimes you do a whole fucking lot of tyranny because you aren't paying attention. But I've lived a good life. It's time for Gear's turn. If I die, it's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna keep saying that until I feel like it's really true. So I can actually raise more boats. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk the rest of my retinue down the long way. And I'm just going to send all of these boats over here, because it's not enough to actually carry these retinues. Because then rather than waiting for all these guys to regrow, I can just siege down Germany, and once I finish up with that, I can put everyone on the boat and then drop them off to declare wars. That seems better to me than waiting a couple of years for these to regenerate, because they're going to be taking constant losses from a siege defense, I expect. One child lacks a focus, which is weird since Gorm has a twin. But like all of my sons, he goes into struggle. Maybe he'll be a good commander. Alright, his twin was already given a focus. I guess I didn't give enough of a shit about Gorm. The council is discontent. Might be all that tyranny. Who knows? Could be anything. So, if this goes well, I'm going to be conquering England. But if I end up having trouble, I'm just going to take Western Russia instead, because this is basically defenseless. None of these guys really have levies. They just have 1k supply limits. That's their only real defensive mechanism. Don't get me wrong, it's a good defensive mechanism, but you can just bulldoze through it with assaults. That doesn't actually stop you. So, before I actually get back into all the pillaging, there's a marriage game to be played, because last time I did that, I just incorporated a bunch of bloodlines into my dynasty. I didn't actually marry all people who needed it just for, normal eugenics. So I actually have 2 men that are of age that don't have wives. So I've got something like 20 family members that need to be married. And even in the edited down version of this, it's really bad. It's 10 minutes of just going to the marriage finder and finding people. So I'm going to give you a too long didn't read of that instead. I marry every single person in my family, going from people who are of age that I forgot about or their spouses died, all the way down to 1-year-old infants off. And I marry all of them in a way that keeps them in my dynasty, so men normally and women matrilineally, and I marry all of them to people with good genetic traits. Every single one of them marries into either genius or strong. And I'm going to get back to you now with me actually going through and accepting the messages. So George is now married to a strong... Oh no, she's also ugly. Sorry about that, George. Didn't notice. Try to pass on strong instead of ugly if you can. My 9-year-old son, Dag, is betrothed to a strong girl who will be of age when he comes of age. 14-year-old son, Sigurdur, who is strong, also married to a strong girl, 12 years old, so I'll have to wait 2 years. Gorm is betrothed to a 5-year-old genius. He'll have to wait 1 year. Hrothgar is ambitious, greedy, stressed, and deceitful. Man, that 15-year-old is experiencing some serious angst. When he comes of age, he's going to marry this likely 22-year-old strong girl. Gorm is 18. He's going to marry right away to a genius girl. Good for him. Bertel is marrying off to a genius girl. He'll have to wait 2 years for it, but it's fine. Oh, I already married Thordor to this strong girl. That solves that problem. That's exactly what I wanted to do with them. Good job, past me. Like, this is a little bit much. This is just the immediate family of Fylkir Thordor, the Black Skull. The Virile might have been a better title for this man. Like, goddamn, this is so many children. Alright, we just tell everyone it's okay, we don't actually care. I just realized this group of 640 is successfully sieging. That's really sad, guys. They're barely doing it. But they'll be able to do it. Alright, good job. Somebody seeking to kill someone else, don't care. People showing up at my court because of their marriages. So is that everyone married? Alright, every single member of my dynasty is married or betrothed. We can finally devote our whole attention to pillaging. Alright, more boats have shown up. Up to 130. These guys are slowly making their way down. And all of our stuff just finished building. Which means it's time to hemorrhage prestige as we build more stuff. I don't have enough prestige to build Weaponsmith 3 and everything. So first of all, I'm building Weaponsmith 2 anywhere that's available. Alright, so that leaves me with 7 places where I need to build something. And I can only do that at 200 prestige each, so I need to not buy 300 prestige items. I'm going to build 100 prestige items no matter what they are, just everywhere. I'm just going to try to coast and not spend all my prestige here. Weaponsmiths are the exception because weaponsmiths are just really, really good. Weaponsmiths give me retinue size, and retinues are basically my entire army. But Weaponsmith 3 costs 300 prestige, and I literally couldn't have built that everywhere. It would have taken more prestige than I had. So I have to do something here. I'm going to build a market village because I don't want to spend prestige. I want to bank prestige for the next time I build things. And that's everyone building stuff again. I built more infrastructure in my land than any Catholic feudal lord has, I think. Which is sort of embarrassing for the rest of the world. Especially embarrassing for Germany, who's currently having their lands robbed so that I can continue building things. So, Gandalfur is very convinced that the way you teach your troops is by beating the shit out of them, and it means that Geir and Gandalfur hate each other now. I can't help but notice Gandalfur has, lost a hand sometime recently, is down to negative 41 combat, and he just declared my son, the Scarlet Painter, survived a Blood Tournament X4, dual experience X16. That's not going to be a good rivalry for you, Gandalfur. You might want to back the fuck off. That's how you die. Also, somebody's trying to seduce my son, and it's making him sexy, apparently. Apparently the marriage game was too much for her. She couldn't take it anymore. So that's the blood of Caradog no longer being produced. How many kids did you have? Oh, you had tons. You had 4 daughters, and one of them's already betrothed. I'm sad that Thordor's daughter died, because that name was hilarious. And also, you producing children produced more, it produced more Caradog children. But we've got 4 daughters, that's plenty of backups. This is a very stoic family. We don't cry for each other. We just do the math and check to see if their genetics are still able to be passed on. Which they are. Rip her, though. I think that's only like the 2nd or 3rd member of my dynasty to die. It would have been the 2nd. I forgot about Geir, who died on like the 2nd month in the 2nd battle. Good job, original player character. Yeah, she's only the 2nd one of my children to die. I feel like I should mourn her more. When George died, I was legitimately upset, but I don't know. I hold no attachment to you. Maybe I should have. She wasn't a terrible character. And now we just start raking in the money as our top level sieges finish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split these and send them to the lower unit size of sieges, which won't speed them up, but it will make them marginally safer if people show up. Some kid is having problems, but they're not my problems, because he's not my kid. Well, I'm gonna be blunt. If you're not actually worshiping the right god, then you're basically dead to us, and all we can do with you is burn you to appease the blood gods. Speaking of, though, I haven't started proselytizing yet. So my understanding, after reading on the forums, is that Cosmopolitan doesn't make proselytizing worse. It makes proselytizing about the same for you, and your vassals will basically never do it. So I'm more or less personally responsible for converting all of this land, which is going to take a while. So let's get on it. I seem to have dissolved someone's marriage in that fire. Your acquaintance was burnt at the stake on your orders. Yeah, that's about right. Whoa, I saw the name Carling pop up in there. Did we just kidnap a Carling girl? I think we just kidnapped a Carling girl. Should be easy enough to find her, on account of she'll be the one getting ransomed. Yes, we have a Carling girl. Who are your parents? No, oh, we have both of her daughters. Oh man, it's good to be the Vikings. Just stealing everyone. I'm just stealing their whole family every time. Hey, there we go. You are known as the Sea King, where you can take whatever you want anywhere that the wild waves beat on rock or sand. No man sails a ship better, no man fights more fiercely, no man is held in more fear. I do not so. Lose Ravager, gain Sea King. And to compare them, it's basically just another step up the Viking chain. 0.1 more on Prestige, plus 1 more Martial, plus 5 more on the Reps. But yeah, it's just really good. Weirdly, there is no same trait opinion for Sea King. I wonder if there can only be one. People need to stop fucking my concubines. Wait, did you just say we became rivals? Oh, we have lots of rivals. She's actually really good at fighting. But you, not so much. Yeah, that's about how I expected it to go. Now, I don't want to take the reputation hit, but I did want the duel experience. I don't know, maybe getting duel experience is kind of a moot point this late into my life. Like, there's no way I'm founding the duelist bloodline starting the efforts at 50. So, my son is being nasty, and he can be nasty or brave. He's gonna be nasty, I couldn't fix it. Wonderful news. We stole the finger of St. John. Our strong son, named after Sigurdur, is trusting. What if instead of trusting, you were charitable? Or what if instead of charitable, you were trusting? You do you. You won't... I swear to God, they're fucking with me. No, you know what? Fucking do it. Recruit her to the Warrior Lodge. Have fun. I don't know why. They seem to ask for literally the worst candidates every time they ask someone to join. I think I'm no longer stressed and I don't want to die, so... It is Sigurdur, though. Brave's honestly just not that great of a trait. Because it can get him killed if he's actually a commander. If Brave didn't increase your chance of battlefield deaths, I would love the trait. But, well, I'm not planning on playing as Sigurdur. Still, I'm not willing to take on stress this late in my life. So is anyone even close to done with their sieges? They let you in? They beat her up, they smashed her ankle. And like, yeah, she seems like she'd be good at fighting. She'd make one of us, no problem. Whatever you say, guys. I have no idea what to think about this. You're not my problem, fuck right off. Right, people in my jail. I forgot to turn those in for money. 4 characters for 72 gold, sounds good to me. Alright, we're starting to finish up on the smaller settlements. To the squint-eyed fanatic. I mean, I'm not squint-eyed. Why do people keep saying that? Is it because I'm old, like I had to squint to read things? I'm not a lunatic. I might be vile and murderous, but it's very sane. Betrothed can marry. Yes. I'm assuming that's the same message, except... I don't know if this 1200 stack's supposed to be, like, coming up to stop me. It's not going to. So, Freya, the quick son of George, right? The quick daughter of George, sorry. Has married off to... Right, you're marrying into a bloodline. Oh shit, I might have broken a betrothal to a bloodline guy. That might have been what I was looking at forever ago. I need to go fix that. So, I had Ileana betrothed to somebody with basically no useful genetics, and I broke the betrothal without really checking. That was probably the blood of Attila. So we're going to break her betrothal again, it's fine, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of us. And we're going to betroth her instead to this kid who has the blood of Attila. So that's an embarrassing fuck up, but whatever. Whoa, 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 whoa. Boats, help him, you guys help him. Unless you can escape, that would just be easier. There's no way in hell, right? Yeah, he shows up, like, now. I didn't expect Germany to show up from the fucking west. I just forgot, like, yeah, of course they're gonna show up from the west. Alright, so we have 7,000 men. We should have a lot more than that, but we just lost a load of them feeding them in the meat grinder, trying to stop this fight. I'm gonna chase this army for a second. Because I absolutely can, and I'm going to be pillaging Germany in the future, so reducing their military power directly helps me to do that. We're having more kids. We've already got a mayor. Sure, Asa. And apparently while we've been pillaging, Guthrum needs a focus. Going to put her on thrift like every other girl. Congratulations, like, you get thrift like every other girl. I suppose it's less important now that we're in, like, a relatively equal society. Captured all of their commanders again. We're going to keep capturing their commanders, keep breaking their entire army. Gare is leading. Otter's leading. We need another commander, apparently. Let's get some from the lodge. Oh, we have another Gandalfer now. I think after this battle, I'm going to bail. I think this is enough destruction of their armies. We kill an enemy commander. Yeah, their 3,000 sack is down to 800. We can go. And I'm going to try to take Kent. I feel like I should be able to do this. Girl in my prison. It doesn't actually please me, game. I don't even know who she is. 2 characters for 290. I'm sorry. Oh, I captured 2 different dukes. Alright. Sure. I thought I captured a king. That would have been more interesting. I know you can steal someone's kids, right? Like, if you steal their heirs, you can take them as concubines. If you steal the king, can you take the king as a concubine? Or a consort, rather. Reasonably, I should be able to. Okay. We have 7,300 men. Their levies aren't filled. Their highest one only has 700, which, that's fine. That's the 10x rule. So, yeah, I think it's just time to do this. Declare war. Conquest of Kent. Let's go, rest of the world. Jarl Radislav the Frog told me that Ragnar is gay. I'm good. It's fine. Alright, so we can assault now. We're taking attrition. Our morale should be high enough that we don't come anywhere close to bottoming out from one assault. Alright, yeah, that was easy. That wasn't even close. Enforce demands, Kent is mine. And I think that means that the rest of them are equally bones. Because I think that means I can just sweep through all of these counties and they can't stop me. I'm going to give it a think while I look at some stuff. A child needs a focus. Well, he came out looking good for a commander. Not a commander. He actually does look decent for a commander, but he came out looking like he'd be decent as a steward, and I don't have that many competent stewards. I may as well turn in all of this money right now. Also, holy god, we're rich. We are so wealthy. I've got this intense fear that I'm pushing my luck, that like logically that logically England should be able to stop me from doing this, but I don't think they possibly can. Top levy of 700 here. Right, these levies are fucked though, so I'm going to conquer Middlesex instead, because it looks like... What is this? Who are you? Middlesex and Essex broke up somehow, and Essex has a border that looks like a revolt border, but it isn't one. That's weird. But this is definitely easier for me to conquer because its levies are lower, so we're going to do this guy instead. We'll come back for Sussex later, I guess. So it's looking like I'm going to either take East Anglia or Kent, one of the two, and make a second Merchant Republic out of that. Because I think it's better to just have the Merchant Republic going for another 100 years down here than building it like in Upland or wherever I was going to build it in Scandinavia. Because eventually they'll come this way on their own, I think. Okay, declare war. Conquest of Middlesex, it's all he's got. Let's go, rest of the world. Things are happening. Please stop. That last assault fucking hurt. I don't know how many men they had before I assaulted, but it seems to have been a lot. Alright, these levies are completely depleted again, so I'm just going to go for it. You know, once I'm already there, of course. Is now really the time? Let me just move away from that noise. Lately, you have heard persistent rumors from the peasants and travelers in the wilds that a strange mythical beast has been sighted in your realm. It's a white bear, powerful and elusive. The common folk claim it comes from another world, and that the hunter who claims it will be imbued with divine power. Well, obviously, we're going to go hunt the white bear. What's happening? Who are you? I don't care. Good job, Essex. You tried. Okay, and now it's time for pillaging, I think, since I've basically exhausted all of my retinues. Have I got stack wiped on any of them? I feel like I probably did. I've lost a couple. Okay, so I need to make a vassal for this city. What in the hell? Mercia owns a barony in my land? That's ridiculous. Why do they own this? Why would they have this? That explains the siege that's going on in my land. Someone's trying to conquer Mercia. Fucking obviously. Okay, sure. Sure, they have a barony. I hate inheritance. I'm pretty sure that's the answer to how that happens. So I'm gonna hop back on the boat. Probably should have split up while I was on the boat. In fact, that was all very wrong. So, she can literally sacrifice anything and it's just a net gain to Marshall because she has nothing. Excellent. I didn't toggle these back to pillagers, so I need to send them back to Kent. Children lack a focus. Bertil is only good at commanding, so he's going to try to be a commander. So I've got the army split up into stacks of 600-ish each, which is enough to steal top gold very efficiently. And none of these guys should have commanders, because that's just putting them at risk of dying if I do something wrong. If these guys ever get into a fight, then they're either going to win because it's 80 guys, or they're going to lose instantly because it's 8,000 guys. So, at this point we're forced back into pillaging because our retinues are absolutely smashed right now. They're at 5 out of 13,000. Okay, so good deal. Ragnar has declared war against Novgorod. It doesn't look like they're winning, really. This army looks smaller than that army, and it's unsieging his 2% right now. But I am happy that he's trying to take stuff from Novgorod. It's just sad that he's failing. Hopefully enough guys getting mad at Novgorod together will eventually result in Novgorod falling apart, even if it doesn't result in me getting their land. So it looks like the child ruler of the Umayyads have made it to 15, so they're probably going to come of age. Yeah, they seem totally fine. They aren't in any wars. This didn't destabilize them at all. That's underwhelming. I mean, he may gain fussy either way, so... Right, I need to give this away. I keep forgetting. I went to do it the first time and I got really upset about the Mercian bishopric in my land. So, Yngvar here gets to have a city. What's the city in Kent called? City of Sandwich, of course. He also gets Middlesex and Essex. Okay. And once I conquer Sussex, I can usurp the Duchy of Kent and make him another merchant republic. Now, I don't see any armies moving around. So that should mean I'm safe to just bomb this whole coast. These two can't actually siege down, so we'll send help. And this one can't either, but there's nothing we can do about it. So we're just going to watch top gold, wait for things to show up. That's not enough to do anything, which leaves me a little bit confused. Surely it implies that more are coming, but I'm not going to back off because of 250. Young Mar... Oh my god, are you kidding? She improved! At some point, her Imbecile became slow. She has 20 fucking intrigue and martial! At some point, she became ambitious, got an event that gave her shrewd, and that event likely also made her slow. I mean, sure, she's a little bit homosexual, but... Oh my god, she came out better than she has any right to. She's not even close to one of my worst kids. Apparently I forgot to click matrilineal on this. Why did I agree to this? I just forgot to click matrilineal. Yeah, no, break betrothal. Alright, yeah, so here's her matrilineal marriage to... This is the same guy! So I guess they said no because I was trying to change the terms on them, that they're totally willing to do it matrilineally. Okay. So how's the top gold looking? It's depleted in some places. He has realized that he can do nothing to stop me. Alright, top gold is depleted. I'm not going to stick around and wait for France to come here. Unlike Germany, I don't think I can siege this all down. It's sort of a waste of my time, to be honest, but I guess I'll do it. You want to personally marry my shrewd... Wait, is this the girl... This is the girl we put all that work into, and then she became, yeah, dutiful cleric. Sure. That seems like a cool way for her story to end. Or start. I guess it doesn't have to end. It's a little bit cynical. Alright, so we're going to send one to Sussex, one to this location. Then we're going to stack half of each army, half of our raiders in each of the remaining places. Because I doubt they can raise a big enough army to stop us with the disconnected land they'll have left. Since this can't raid down, we'll send somebody over. I mean, dude, she's 58. I guess I'm also probably 58, huh? Yeah, I'm exactly 58. I mean, it's not your problem. Just let her be shit. Saddle my horse. We've got a bear to catch. Hey, we have a genius son. Guthrun's just one of my kids. That's just the eugenics program coming through. Nothing special about her. So that's good. There are a bunch of Ales running around, so I don't want to name him Ale. I don't want to name him Percy. I might be alright with Olaf, no R. Actually, a while back, I said, we can't name you Magnus, you're not cool enough to be a Magnus. He's a genius, he's cool enough to be a Magnus. So I think this is just AFK pillaging, because nobody's coming to their rescue. So the boat just sits here and gains money, I can look at other stuff. I think I have a levy of 11,000. Okay, it's 12,000 max, but it's not there yet. A child needs a focus. Sif, what are you good at these days? You're good at intrigue against all odds, but I can't specialize you in intrigue. So the only traits that help your child for the intrigue focus later on in life when they turn 12 are playful and fussy. Meanwhile, affectionate and rowdy make it worse. So etiquette and thrift are the ways to go if you want your character to be good at intrigue. And I can't really tell which one is better, so I'm just going to take thrifts and like I've been doing. Anyway, there's got to be something we can do right now, right? I can build stuff. I'll build market villages in every single one of my towns, screw it. Well, except the ones that can't, I guess. Actually, we can't really build stuff. We can build stuff in some places, so I guess I'll wait. You know what we can do? We can finally search for a smith. I need the best armor in the land. Now let's go pillaging while we search for a smith and hunt a bear. This does not look like anywhere near enough to ever stop any of these stacks. So I'm just gonna let him go. I don't care, he's not mine. An epic hunt it shall be. Let's find this white bear. Oh, Sigurdur, no. You had so much potential, man. You got shrewd and brave, and you just forgot to actually learn things when you were a kid. Shit. Well, Rippo. Yes, I will complain to Khazaria about how stupid their nobles are. So I can gain Humble or Arbitrary. I definitely want Humble, that's not a choice. And my son-in-law is like, dude, please. I know they're stupid, I'm rolling them. You don't need to tell me. So apparently I just finished an ambition? I'm literally going to have to check the footage to figure out what it was. Because I can't tell you what it was. I feel like it was become exalted among men. Which I never did. I never hit 5,000, I keep spending my prestige. I mean, sure, let's see the realm prosper. I'm sure that'll last for a couple of months before I break it. And then we can find out if you can reselect See the Realm Prosper. Okay, we're just gonna burn this down. Look, these people in my jail, can they leave? No? Can I banish them? How much money do they have? 6.7. 1.4. These are very worthwhile numbers. This is worth my time. 0.1 gold. Well, how could I say no? So at this point, I think what I'm doing with these kids, I'm just leaving them in jail, and as soon as it becomes someone else's time to rule, they're sacrificing them all for piety and prestige. And that seems like the play. Certainly there's no benefit to letting them out. Back to pillaging. What's moral authority looking like these days? 100% don't really care about moral authority then. Gold is the only thing that will be passed down to my children. I want the armor smith. Making me a strong and sturdy set of armor is the only option, because, like, what else would I ask him for? Yes, use your diplomacy. I'm sure it will go well. One of my commanders... Oh wait, is this my son? My son-in-law, rather? Yes, it is. Yes, it is Carl Attilason's father. I want the very best, sir. Unsurprisingly, the diplomacy attempt did not work. It is far from my strong suit. A child needs a focus. So he is really good at martial, not so good at anything else. I'm completely fine with that, to be honest. Because, in a way, this is the kid that replaces Gare. Which is sort of tragic for Gare, since he spent so many fucking years of his life playing in the blood games, only to find out that it was for nothing, as I elect the 16-year-old new blood. Can you please focus on your work? I don't give a shit. You know what it is? I was trying to figure out why I can't invite him to the Wolf Warriors. It's probably because he's not my kid. Can I give his dad, seeing as I'm the hero, can I give his dad a mission to do it? I cannot. I could duel his dad, which might make me the guardian of his children if I kill him. But that seems like a really crazy idea that isn't worth pursuing. Oh well. Back to pillaging. Oh. Oh no. When I put her into the Wolf Warriors, they convinced her that fighting was cool and being smart was dumb. So she's back to being dumber. Well, she's on an Imbecile again, but she lost Shrewd. Got Brawny instead. This character is just a roller coaster of emotions for me. Who knows how smart she'll be when she dies. Yep, that sounds like money for us. We have raided this place. It had all of 50 gold. Woo. Kid in my jail's got a really good education, no one's surprised. Hey, we converted an area to Germanic. Great news. I should probably start by, you know, doing it on my own land. So let's get on that. I will single-handedly convert the whole world to Old Germanic. I don't need my vassals for this, it's fine. Betrothed can marry. Simsam is marrying a strong girl. Simsam is of age, and he's still Norse. Shit. Well, not Norse religion, but Norse culture. Which means he's never going to inherit over his brothers and sisters. Oh well. We might push his claims, we might not. It's hard to say. It's so far into the future, I don't even know if we'll be bordering Khazaria at that point in time. So this is what we wanted to see. This is the Equality 4 event where we spend 300 more gold for a 700 gold set of armor to potentially get slightly more stats. Ingamar. Congratulations, you're average. Goodbye, jail kid, I don't care about you. Oh, wait, this one's done. Send him over. Also, this one's done. Send him over. In fact, you're both basically done as well, so it doesn't matter. Jail kid came of age again. Alright, so we're up from our, like, 5,000 or something to 8,500, which is great. We're going to put our good commanders back in charge. Does anyone have leading the center? Yeah, Otter does. Otter takes the center. Gare takes the side. And, yeah, they've got no levies. This should be a walkover. One of my concubines is dead. Honestly, I'm basically old enough to go Baron. I don't think it matters if I take concubines anymore. Katarina's just some girl marrying a genius. She's doing decently at intrigue, and that's rare, so I'll make her good at intrigue. Oh, what? Oh, you're part of Mercia. That's a lot more awkward than I thought it was going to be. Everyone stop. This no longer works, we're not going to war. Whoops. I thought this was independent the whole time, because, like, this is the exact same way the rest of them look. But no, this is part of Mercia. We're not conquering this. We're gonna be the dork of We're gonna be the Duke of Northumbria instead. Sorry, East Anglia. I knew I said something wrong, I just wasn't quite sure what. Because if we pillage it first, we can destroy all of their levies, and then the assaults will cost us tremendously less. So she's good for stewardship and diplomacy, and her stats are leaning diplomacy, so sure. He's given me a set of armor, and I can name it the Angelic Guardian, the Green Armor, or the Immortal. Yeah, okay, so I know which one I'm not naming it. Can I see the armor first? Is it, like, unnamed in here right now? No? I don't think the Norse have Angelic Guardians. I think we call it the Immortal. Morale damage plus 15%, monthly prestige plus 1, martial plus 2, personal combat plus 15. Seems pretty good to me. In 2 more years, we're going to start asking him to make us various weapons until we get one that's good enough. Unfortunately, this kid is useless. Just like Carla Tillison. I think it's funny that we're naming his sister Carlina. Okay, so we've finished all of the stuff we were building at this point. Let's see what we can build now. Our tech is too low to build market villages everywhere. I'll build them everywhere I can, though. And in the rest of these places, I'm going to build Weaponsmith 3, since I have enough prestige for that. I might just live long enough to get the Viking bloodline on this character. You definitely can get multiple bloodlines on your character, but I don't know how far after Sea King you need to go to get to the Viking bloodline. I know Sea King is, like, at least half the journey. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, so you need to pillage 200 holdings. You need to pillage 200 holdings for the Sea King bloodline. Sea King itself requires you to pillage 100 holdings after you get Viking, and I don't know how many Viking takes, but it's not a lot. So I probably need to pillage, like, 90 more holdings to get the bloodline, which is doable. I don't know if I'll do it. I'm probably just gonna drop dead. I'm probably gonna get assassinated. I'm not going to drop dead. There was poison at my lips like a few endgame years ago. It seems to have passed. They seem to have gotten all the assassination out of their system, though. I got lucky. We're going to take them for gold, as we always do. Yeah, no, there's not a whole lot to do. We just sit here and pillage this down, and once we're done, we walk back out, declare war, and come back in, which is very fair and very balanced. She's best at diplomacy, which I don't really care about, but I'll let her try, because that's also one of the Spy Master things. The other kid that needs a focus is Halston, who is, again, not super important. He's best at diplomacy, but he's going to try to be a good commander. So Dag is easily lined up to be a commander. He doesn't really have the stats to enforce anything else. Yet more kids need focuses. I've got too many of these things. Dyla's capable of going into intrigue, but she's not going to be great at it. So I may as well send her into stewardship like everyone else. Alright, my slow daughter is continuing to sacrifice stats. But unfortunately she has stats now. So this is a lot less good. Alright, she didn't get stressed. Good. So he wants gold in exchange for... If I'm reading this right, this man is able to convert 31 gold into a system of doctors throughout my land. Like, he's saying apothecaries, well, that's pretty much doctors, right? It's like, yeah, hell yeah. That sounds great to me. Alright, this guy is done. Oh, there's one left here. You know what? I'll just do it the normal way. I don't feel like wasting the time. Merge them, stop pillaging, welcome back in, fix the commanders. So it's time to finish conquering this and essentially make a merchant republic to replace London. Send her the head of one of her detractors. Write a long list of suggestions to Christina, explaining all the many terrifying ways a good filter deters treason from his subjects. I don't know if that helps. I'm gonna send her somebody's head. I don't think that'll help either, but I can understand it helping more. Alright, Holy War for East Anglia. Let's go, rest of the world. Who's not mad? From Spain to Anatolia, they hate me. Even this guy, whoever this guy is, hates me. Unfortunately, the Blitzkrieg will not be stopped. She liked the head, or at least she was polite about the head. We caught some guys, don't really care. Yeah, that was a bit of a walkover. Rip. So congratulations. Oh, 1 second. These backward savages, man. I have to make the Jarldom of East Anglia myself. Congratulations, sir. You get East Anglia. And thus we have created another merchant republic. And if you don't know how that works, a merchant republic is just a mayor in charge of a duchy. Once a mayor gets that level of prestige, he becomes a merchant republic. So by landing somebody in the city first, I make a mayor. Giving him a county gives him the grand city as a county instead of a feudal county. And then I give him a duchy and it becomes a feudal republic. If we check trade zones, did my other guy ever do anything? Yes, he did. Cornwall's getting shit done. Like, not a lot of shit, but they're trying. And now they have healthy competition. Because it's not really capitalism if all you have is monopolies, right? That's just... Actually, that's decently capitalistic, huh? Oh wait, somebody else has made a merchant republic. Who's this? So, the African Empire actually created a merchant republic at some point. And they're slowly taking over Byzantium. That's, I guess that's a thing. It's a thing I wish hadn't happened. That's kind of problematic for me. But oh well. It'll be problematic for me in like 100 years. Right now, it doesn't matter. Alright, so now I have way too many individual units of 600. We're getting back on the boat. My son Thorstein is now known as the Short-Tempered. Did he kill anyone? It's not even Roth or a Berserker. It's sort of a shit name, really. I know it's happening, but still, every time I see the message for random count in the northwest of the map has called the Byzantine Empire into war. That's a good joke. That's a really good joke. He almost made it. He was so close to saving you. So I said I was going to go back to pillaging. I can't help but notice that these 3 are independent and this is 2 counties. That's looking eminently conquerable. I'm not going back to pillaging, I lied. Well, I am, but only as a means of continuing war. So, we're going to split up into pillaging bands, but only to pre-pillage them before we start assaulting them, which is an entirely fair and intentional use of this game mechanic. Betrothed can marry. Alright, so Sigurdar's just marrying some strong lady. I'm fine with that. Alright, so rather than conquering Wales now, I feel like this has gone on long enough. I'm going to be calling it here. The Order of the Black Skull lives through yet another episode. The conquest of the British Isles is continuing, but we're shortly going to run out of small targets. Everyone left is kind of big. Basically, there are only a few more targets I can pick off before I get into wars that are too big for me. And then it's just going to be Western Russia. After which we might actually be forced to be a peaceful nation for a while. I mean, for a given definition of peaceful, we're going to be raiding literally non-stop, but those aren't real wars. Your threat still keeps ticking down while you're raiding. But all of that's for the future. Right now, I'm calling the video. This has been Rather Incoherent. I hope you've had a good time, and I'll see you around.